Howdy.
Hola.
Hola.
Do you want to build a snowman?
It's summer.
For those of you listening, the man moaning in agony with his video turned off is Justin. He traded his spine for $1,800, which seemed like a good deal at the time, but he's quickly regretting that action as he now can no longer stand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only fair. Nobody can stand me.
Fair.
Damn.
Wow.
Wow.
Still
You're on
got
a
his wits-
particularly
still got his
self-deprecating
wits about
kind
him.
of fire.
All right, Lucas, you tell me when you want me to start, and we'll start because I'm ready to rock and roll.
Start that show, Eugene. I'm ready.
Oh,
right.
wait.
Don't start that show, Eugene. Justin's not ready.
Why are you waving a knife?
It's
An elven dagger.
Yes. Oh, very good. It isn't actually. It's a dwarven dagger, but very close.
I was so close.
Very
and I got to
close.
get the swear out of the way before we start.
It's also made of resin, so no worries to those of you at home. I can stab myself and almost doesn't hurt.
All right. Well, I guess I'm ready whenever Justin is ready. I've got my notes. Oh, there's even we got a listener already, or a
listener.
watcher.
We
Yeah,
appreciate
we've got a
that.
hellhound.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the stream, Hellhound. Thank you for joining us tonight.
We're just waiting to see if Justin has died or if he's going to be returning, so please hold.
Just remember, a healthy stream is a healthy prostate.
Is that going to be the show title or what?
A handful of
that's
nuts
better.
is a healthy snack. Okay.
All right,
Or a way to get a promotion.
let's gross. We're going.
Wait, what?
Woo! All right, get it all out now.
Are you a member of our Discord yet? You should be, because that's where you ask your questions for the question block segment now. Get there.
I
through
feel that
Music's a
that's
little loud.
too loud. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say.
Music's too loud, Steve's too not loud.
Okay, so let me adjust that. How about
Oh, jeez.
this?
Are you a member of our Discord yet? You should be, because that's
Better?
where you ask your questions.
Sounds
for the
better.
question block segment. Except for I have to
Okay,
listen to myself.
Well, you're gonna have to listen to yourself one more time because now I got to move my notes. All right, take 3
Audible
or
size.
whatever it is. Let's go.
Ish. Are you a member of our Discord yet? You should be, because that's where you ask your questions for the question block segment now. Get there through infendo.com.
Collecting every coin so you don't have to. Infendo Radio is on now.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Infendo Radio 582. Is that right? That seems high. But I think that's right.
It's correct.
That is, yeah, never mind. That is 1,400 less than my birth year.
There we go. That's a thing, I guess. I don't know what that means. I am here with all of my co-hosts, 2 of which have already graciously piped in, one of which is sitting by patiently in the wings, waiting for his chance to shine. Yeah, we got a full house tonight, guys, and we are coming off of a Nintendo Direct, so we have a lot to talk about this week. Before that, though, I would like to introduce the lovely men and women who make up this show, starting with the Tetris block, who bent the wrong way and is now stuck in a permanent L shape, Justin. Justin, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Actually, I'm more of the long piece this week. I pulled a muscle in my lower back while clearing out our tons of snow, and so I spent most of the week laying on my back, not really able to play very many video games. But I did get to watch the Direct, so I am ready to talk about that and all my opinions.
Fantastic.
I also have my video turned off for those of you watching on YouTube or Twitch for reasons.
Mercy, mostly. Justin, where can the people find you when you're not, laid out like a stack of bricks?
Well, you can find me on Twitter very frequently lately because, staring at my phone most of the week, at Infendo Justin. You can follow me tweeting about Disney stuff at Utilidork, and you can go to thedisneyparkbench.com and check out my new Disney stuff. Got some new stuff coming out in the next week or 2, so keep an eye on that.
Well, fantastic. Next, we've got Donkey Kong's cousin, IT Kong. Steve, how you doing?
Good. We're going to skip past all of this BS, and I'm going to give the most important announcement that's happened this week. The new Mortal Kombat trailer dropped today, and it looks amazing. HBO Max in April. So I'm done. That's it. You can find me at my
I was confused. I was like, I didn't see a game trailer drop today. It's like, oh.
This episode of Infendo Radio apparently brought to you by HBO Max.
Yeah.
Please sponsor us.
Zack Snyder's Justice League is coming out in about a month too, so you know.
Yeah, but that's not Mortal Kombat, so we can all look past that. You can find me at my Linktree page, linktr.ee/Gentis, and get an invite to my Discord there.
I'm cautiously optimistic about Mortal Kombat.
Oh, we'll all have to stay tuned and see what
I'm
happens.
excited.
And last but not least, we've got the only one here that could probably beat any of the rest of us in a match of PUBG, Eugene. How you doing, bud?
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. I could try. I like hiding in bathtubs. But
I like hiding in bathtubs, and I don't even play PUBG.
I knew a guy
don't
that
have
used
a
to
bathtub.
sleep in his bathtub, actually.
I used
I'm
to do
doing
that
great.
all the time.
I have been playing PUBG actually. Now that you mentioned that, because there was that Apex Legend drop, and I was like, you know what that makes me want to do? Play PUBG.
Play PUBG, yeah.
But anyways, yeah, I'm doing great. You can find me Infendo.com, do all the things, Discords, the link trees. I don't know if that's there, but you can find it all on Infendo.com.
I should
Man.
start us a link tree.
That would probably be a good idea.
I think
So
your
I
link
still
tree
don't
is
know what a
on
link-
Infendo.com in the show notes, so I guess that's...
Which is
that kind of-
And then we could add
Because
Infendo.com
Infendo.com
to the link tree.
Oh boy, Linkplosion.
Infendo.com is on my link tree, and my link tree is on Infendo.com, so you can get stuck in a loop there.
Somewhere where you can't get stuck on a loop is my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/c/LUKASPEACE Lucas Peace. I have a video that I'm currently writing coming out about the upcoming game Balan Wonderworld, and let me tell you, if you know anything about that game, which you probably don't, you don't know anything about that game. It's super freaking weird. So go check that out when it goes live. And that's my whole plug. However, we do have a few more people to plug. Those would be our executive producers who help make this show possible. I know that my wonderful team of co-hosts already has that list ready to go. So I'm going to pass it off to you guys and we can give our thanks.
Yeah, so we would like to thank our producer, Minus64, and our executive producers, DJ and the Brianosaurus. And we just want to remind everybody that this is the last month we're doing Patreon. It shuts down on this is not a leap year, so on the 28th of February. Had to do math there for a minute. And if you are a producer at the end of the month, you will be getting a special edition golden Infendo Radio shirt. Not made of real gold, but it will have a golden logo that we've never released before. We don't have money for real gold. We're poor.
Our little thank you. Yeah, we don't have money for real gold. We're shutting down our Patreon. Come on. But no, really, thank you guys for everything that you do, for everything that you are. If you want to be a part of this end of year celebration, come join us at the producer level this month. And
You can join our OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, we'll start an OnlyFans, and you can watch Justin lay on his back.
Oh, dear. I have a selfie for that one.
With
Okay.
that, we will be right back after this much-needed break. On the other side, we're going to be talking all about the games we've been playing and the games we want to play next year.
everybody.
And let me just find the next song, I guess. What song do I want? I guess Skyloft. That's a good one.
Mario Golf.
Oh, we have a
I
wild
could have gone
Andy.
for some Mario Golf music.
And let me find a... God, stop it! I'm trying to pause it. There we go. Okay, let me find a Steve or a Lucas. We need to record new things, by the way, since, at some point, maybe not tonight since Justin's dying, but maybe next week we can do that.
Yeah.
Justin might be recording.
Can't get enough of Infendo Radio? Head to infendo.com and see everything.
Can't get enough of Infendo Radio? Head to infendo.com and see.
Can't get enough of Infendo Radio? Head to
Can't get enough of Infendo Radio? Head to infendo.com.
Can't get enough of Infendo Radio? Head to infendo.com and see everything else we're up to.
Hold on, actually, that was too quiet, I think.
Wait, that
Okay,
wasn't real?
if my camera was on, y'all could see my head exploding from the echo going on.
Can't get enough of Infendo Radio?
Here we go, for reals.
Get enough of Infendo Radio?
I've had enough
Can't
of
get enough
Infendo
of
Radio.
Infendo Radio? Head to infendo.com and see everything else we're up to.
We're back. We definitely haven't had enough of Infendo Radio yet. And we want to talk about games. But before we get into everything direct related, which we assume is going to take up the bulk of tonight's show for obvious reasons, it was a 50-minute direct. This is an hour-long podcast, man. Before we do that, we want to quickly get out of the way the games we've been playing. I will start and say all I've been playing is Animal Crossing New Horizons. I don't really have anything new to share. I did a raid with Heather and Eugene where we fought Eladius. Didn't catch her, but that was neat.
Did you see that they are doing another round of legendary bird raids? You have a chance at Zapdos.
I didn't.
Now that you have some raid buddies.
God, I would
Did you
love
ever
a Zapdos.
get? You never got that Zapdos before?
Never got
Oh,
Check my news channel for details, Lucas.
I have all of 2 legendary Pokemon. One of them is Articuno, and I think I caught a Heatran at one point. Other than that,
You
it's
have a
just-
Shadow Mewtwo.
I have a Shadow Mewtwo that I got from an event, and I have a Shadow Suicune that I also got from an event.
And Shiny Celebi.
I don't raid. Celebi's a mythical. With
Good
that,
boy.
you should know this. We do a podcast about this, Steve. With that, I will yield the remainder of my time. Who else has been playing games?
Pick me. I have a surprise that I didn't tell you guys
Steve,
about.
I pick you.
So I spent, speaking of spending an embarrassing amount
Oh,
of money,
no.
I spent an embarrassing amount of money on Digimon again, but that's not what I'm going to talk about. I went ahead and purchased Super Mario 3D World. So my wife and I have been playing Super Mario 3D World.
Okay,
You're
so-
gonna make me buy that.
I
now.
want it to.
I'm
Steve,
getting.
you have
Yeah, I
been-
have to. Yeah.
I have
I
been
want it.
hearing-
I just haven't been able to pull the trigger on it.
I have been
Sure.
hearing
Okay.
people talk about how much they love Bowser's Fury. So I'm genuinely
Same.
interested to hear when you start playing that what your
Okay.
thoughts
And
are.
Super Mario
As-
3D World was a great game that I will gladly play
So-
through again anyway.
So
So,
I have a pitch, and I realize how hard it is to get the 4 of you guys or the 4 of us, I guess, together in a room for more
Okay.
than 30 minutes. But at some point,
Or
I
an
would
hour.
love to play that game online with you guys, even without voice.
You know
past,
what
like,
we
dead
should
time.
do?
Is there
We
online?
Yeah, there's online multiplayer,
Yes.
boy.
and I'm sure it
Whoa.
is perfectly flawless,
Wouldn't it
just
be
like
fun
every
to
other
play?
Actually,
Nintendo.
I
Wouldn't
did.
it be fun to play
Whoa.
4-player Mario
So,
with
I-
you guys?
I propose
Yeah, like Infendo
That-
Game Night.
Infendo Game Night, but we do it in place of one of our shows.
Oh, that's an interesting.
So we
idea.
do
I'd be
it
down for
during
that.
this hour
Ooh,
when
that
we're
would be kind
already
of cool.
quite
That's
up
an
together.
interesting- That's an interesting idea, and I could probably actually stream that from my.
This sounds
capture
like
card.
something we could discuss in a meeting.
Well, we could. But I think everybody wants to hear about all of our plans for this stuff.
So that being said, you will be unhappy to know I've not even thought about Bowser's Fury yet, because that is also a 2-player game.
Well, it's
So-
it's
Well, I mean, it's a single-player
it
game
says-
that can be played
it's as
two-player.
it's as much of a 2-player game as Sonic Adventure.
Or Mario
Right,
Galaxy.
But the thing is my wife wants to play that one with me.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we're gonna do all of Super Mario 3D World and then Bowser's Fury, if we're gonna kind of jump between the two. Now I do want to
Sure.
say, they did make a major change to Super Mario 3D World, which if you've been in my Discord, I've kind of talked about a little. They sped it up from the Wii U release.
Yeah, we've heard about that.
Yeah,
I've heard
like
about
months
this.
ago. Where were you, Steve?
Holy cow. It makes it so much more difficult, and there is a learning curve to it.
Really?
So be ready for that. It took us a minute, like I think we're into like the 3rd or 4th level, and I think we're just barely starting to feel comfortable with the fact of how fast the game is. So it does take a minute to get used to. It is noticeable.
Yeah, isn't that because of the jump from 30 to 60 frames? Is that what I remember?
I don't know the reason they did it.
What I understand is that it's only the playable characters that are faster. The rest of the game runs at its normal speed. So I think they just sped it up to make it, I guess, more in line with most modern Mario games.
That's what I heard.
3D World was basically like a follow-up to 3D Land, which itself was a little bit slower, mostly because it was the first time they had done that kind of 2.5D. Plus they had limited screen real estate on the 3DS. So I'm guessing they're probably like, well, we got a more powerful system, we've got a bigger screen, higher resolution, we can speed this up a little. But that's just entirely speculation on my part.
I'm a damn dirty liar. We're through the first world. Because I forgot we did Bowser's Castle in that first world. It's the second world that we're 1 or 2 levels into. Yeah, really, really enjoying it, though. I think it's worth the $60. And...
Tell me that.
Just get it. Like, okay, so Bowser's Fury...
Just buy it, Justin! Money is meaningless!
I was kind of having
a discussion. Half a week of work.
I was kind of discussing with Lucas, you don't really want to look at it as a $60 re-release. You want to look at it as a $40 re-release and then a $20 piece of DLC.
That's the way I'm looking at it too.
These mind games that we play with ourselves.
Oh boy!
Speaking of
this sounds like a gambler's mentality, man.
I'm not spending $50. I'm making $250.
Yeah. So here's the problem, though, is I can't even say that because I bought the game, I bought the actual amiibos, and then I still plan on buying the amiibo cards.
I forgot like 8 Digimon.
I forgot that I bought the amiibo as well.
I bought 7 from GameStop, 2 of which have arrived. 5 were supposed to be reordered.
Did you just say 7?
4 got reordered.
You thought I was being hyperbolic.
No. It gets worse. But then I bought 3 more on Amazon. 4 more on Amazon.
Can I tell you about the games that I've been playing yet?
Yes,
hey,
please save us.
What games have you been playing?
Save Steve from himself.
Really nothing. I've already mentioned.
God, Justin.
I already mentioned that I've been playing a little PUBG. Nothing to say about that. Been finishing up Jedi. I think I've been calling it the wrong thing. I think I've been calling it Jedi Outcast. I think it's called Jedi Fallen Order. Fallen Order. Yeah, Fallen Order is what it's called.
It's a crappy title. That's all we need to know.
Whatever it is, it's
Jedi
the Respawn game, and it's fun. And I mentioned that I dropped the difficulty down. I've left it that way, and I'm actually enjoying it better that way because I'm going and exploring everything, collecting all the collectibles, all doing all that stuff. Because there's like these things called like Force Echoes, which gives you like little bits of story, and that's actually literally what I'm there for, right? I literally only care about the story about this game, so that's fun. Other than that, just all Pokemon. I went out yesterday and hit up the spins because this weekend, oh boy, it's event time.
All of a sudden, you and your wife were like hitting me up for raids again. Like I like real talk. I've kind of fallen off that game a little bit.
Sure.
But then like yesterday or last weekend or whatever, I got like 4 raid invites in a row, and I was like, well, I guess I'm booting back into Pokemon Go.
We were kind of out too because we were like, kind of jaded from the last couple of events, but this next event, which we paid I think $12 for or whatever. Yeah.
What day is
it's
that
on.
anyway?
I think it's this weekend, right?
Like the 20th, I think. So that would be Sunday, probably. Cool. Okay.
So we are ready for that. We went out and got a bunch of Pokestops.
I'm gonna need one of you to catch me a shiny Sandshrew. I want my Sandshrew. Get me a Sandshrew.
I want a shiny everything. If I don't get one of each 150, I'm gonna be real sad.
You're suing Niantic.
I upgraded my Pokemon box twice for 200 coins, which means that I spent $4 on nothing on virtual space. What am I doing? Somebody go next.
We gotta have an event.
Screw you. I just spent $15 on Pokemon Home, okay?
Speaking of spending too much money
Mortal
on digital
Kombat.
nothing. Yeah. So that's may as well segue from there.
Oh my god.
We're horrible people. We spend too much money on stupid stuff.
I had some money in my Nintendo eShop account, and there were things that I wanted in Mortal Kombat 11, and I couldn't decide whether I wanted to spend the money on the combat coins or whatever the hell they're called, to buy them. And so I decided, you know what, I've got it in my account anyway, so I bought the maximum amount, because you save the maximum amount, and I figure this is it.
Oh god.
I figure this is it. I am going to milk this amount of currency, spelled with a K, for as long as I can, get all the costumes and skins that I have been craving when they become available, and hate myself for the rest of this console generation.
You know what other two words are spelled with K? Costumes and crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the unfortunate part. But there's so many costumes that I want that I will never play the game to earn. So, and I have so many people that I play this game with. Not the only other thing like really new and exciting that I have been playing. I played some more of Pokemon Shield, not a whole heck of a lot.
I totally forgot you have that game.
Yeah, because I only play it for like maybe half hour to an hour a night as I'm falling asleep.
Sure.
So if you want to put as much time into it as we have, you can play it for about 6 years.
Yeah. Well, my kids have already beaten the game, and I have to keep reminding them, I don't have, 12 hours a day to sit and play video games like you do. I only have like a couple of hours at the end of the night, and I still have to, check the Mortal Kombat store for what's available to
Very
download.
busy.
and log into Animal Crossing and plant my money tree and hit my money rock. So, that eats up about
Daddy's
my
busy
time. Besides that, I did get
making money.
I did get a slightly new experience. I mentioned quite a while ago, God, it's probably about 2 years now, purchasing Octodad, Dadliest Catch on the Switch, which is a fun, obscure, weird little game. But my son wanted to play it earlier, so we played it in co-op, which is an interesting experience. Basically, in two-player mode, you assign which limb is controlled by which character. So you're still just controlling one Octodad, but you're controlling it with multiple people. So typically I do the right arm and leg, and he does the left arm and leg, and we have to coordinate to accomplish anything, which honestly I think makes the game more fun, because we spend so much time, no, grab it, no, let go of that, no, come over here, no, I'm trying to go over there. So like everything that is great about Octodad is how absolutely unruly and difficult it is to accomplish anything, and just adding more players to it just makes it that much more fun, because like it's just complete madness. But yeah, that's about it. Haven't really played a whole lot more than that. So do I have anything else to mention?
Fantastic.
Yeah, Steve already mentioned the Mortal Kombat trailer, so
well, then let's get to the meat and potatoes of the night. More things that you guys can all spend all of your money on. Nintendo Direct happened today, and I don't have notes of
today.
What was mentioned.
There's another one
yesterday. I don't have notes of what was mentioned, so I don't have offhand everything that was discussed. But we had a lot of things that dropped. Splatoon 3 was probably kind of the pinnacle of the news. We got a Skyward Sword remake, which is why Eugene has been insistent on using nothing but Skyward Sword music in the background of this episode.
That's okay.
Help me out here, guys. There's a new Mario Golf.
I've got a list. I've got it. Let
read it off.
Let Daddy Eugene go, because he's got a list. So we already mentioned Splatoon 3, Skyward Sword, Mario Golf. We've got Fall Guys, if you're interested in that.
The thing I liked about the thing I liked about the Fall Guys trailer was in like part of the trailer they were like complete antithesis to Mortal Kombat. They were like unlock everything by playing the actual
You
game.
mentioned that, yeah.
Cool!
Well, right, but you could do that with Mortal Kombat 2. You just have to play
Yeah,
it,
but like
for
this
about
seems to be
2,000 hours.
This seems to be like a focus rather than like a cheap excuse to get you to spend money without feeling guilt.
We got our Smash DLC, which
Pyra.
I'm excited for. I don't know who this gal is, but I told Lucas I was getting some serious Chic Zelda vibes when they used to be the same character, so
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. We've got Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. Well, we'll talk about that later, I'm sure. Outer Wilds. This
That one
one
looks cool.
was a surprise for me, and I know that I'm going to get it. Famicom
DC
Detective Club?
superhero girls.
That too. Famicom Detective Club, which basically looked like Nintendo mixed with Phoenix Wright.
Yeah, I
Give it to
really
me.
want those games. Those look really good.
We got
Yeah,
No
and
More
the
Heroes
fact that it's
3.
called
We got
Famicom
Monster
means
Hunter
it's an old game.
Rise. We got Stubbs the Zombie. We got Neon White, which looked weird. That was the one with the weird angels with the devil masks and guns
It was
or
basically
whatever.
Doom, the trading card game.
Yeah, it was weird. We got
Yeah.
Plants vs. Zombies Battle for the Neighborville, which looked like a Steve game. We had the Triangle Strategy, Star Wars Hunters, Knockout City, which looked like a weird,
That
like,
looked really dumb.
yeah, it
That
looked
one
weird.
was dumb.
World's End Club, don't even know what that is. Hades Physical Edition, Ninja Gaiden Collection, and that's all that's on my list. There was more, but that's like the big hitters.
Yeah, so guys, what are you interested in here? What are you getting? What do you want?
So
What are you dreaming?
I want to say when they announced the Hyrule
buying?
Warriors DLC, it was like
I'm
okay.
salty. I'm salty about the Hyrule Warriors
You
DLC.
notice what they did though. They're like, oh, this is everything it includes, and then they immediately left that screen so you couldn't read what it includes.
I
It's
paused it,
every-
so
It's
Problem
everything
solved.
that we knew it was going to
Yeah.
be. They says there's going to be new battles.
You're gonna get to play as the
Same
Sheikah, the inventor Sheikah from Breath of the Wild and the
Yeah, and then they said new characters. It's like, oh, you mean those 4 characters that are in the game?
But they
that
haven't actually
have
detailed the
movesets?
only ones we really know about are what are their names again? I want to say Pyra now because that's the name of the
Isn't it
This-
Pyra?
yeah.
is it? Well, anyway,
might
it's the Impa's sister who turned herself into a kid in Breath of the Wild, and Robbie, the old dude. Both of them when they were like our age, basically. So so they're both going to be playable, and that'll be kind of interesting.
At least it's only $20.
But we don't know who else because those are the only 2 that were like featured on the art. So for all we know, there will be other characters included. I just can't. Well, probably Cass, right? I mean, he's got to be in there because he was like huge.
Pura. Is Pura her name? Pura.
Yeah,
Yes,
Pura,
that
Pura.
sounds right.
It's Pura,
Okay,
yeah.
there it is.
Yeah, and
We'll
she
get
was
there.
actually, I loved her in Age of Calamity. Like seeing her as an actual like adult instead of as
Yeah.
like a weird like 150-year-old child was really cool. So I mean, I don't know, like as it was getting revealed, Eugene and I were kind of privately talking throughout the whole thing, and they were like, oh, and there's new content coming to Age of Calamity, and I was like, oh, that's cool, because it was only like a 30-hour game. It felt really short compared to like a normal Warriors game. I was like, neat, we're getting new content, and they were like, expansion pass, $20, and I was like, oh, well, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. I
At
get
least with
it.
Minecraft Dungeons, there's free DLC and then
Yeah.
there's paid DLC.
Well, and I get it. It is a full game, so I get making it like an expansion pass, but it's like, I feel like we just got so much content in Hyrule Warriors that, like, I don't know, it just feels. I
Well, but
feel
that's
like I'm
also
getting
2
shafted.
season passes worth of stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know. I
over
just
3 systems.
it feels like I'm getting shafted, even though I don't think I actually am.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just like I don't know if I want to dump more money into that game.
Was
It
there
good, but-
what? So I obviously didn't play this game, but you mentioned when we were talking in Discord, Lucas, that this game is way shorter than what like a Hyrule
yeah.
Warriors is. Like about approximately. I'm gonna ask Steve this question because he's the one that's probably put the most hours. How many hours
Probably.
would you say that you've put into Age of Calamity, and have you like finished it to completion? Like about what percentage would you say
I mean,
you're at this point?
I think we can both answer this
I-
question.
I 100%ed the game. And I think it took me between 45 and 50 hours.
And I did everything except 100% the game, and it took me about 30 hours. So, it's a solid, it takes about as long to complete if you're rushing it as Breath of the Wild, It's like,
Right.
But you're not going to get
I'd go
that
grab my
level
Switch and check, but,
But you're not going to get that level of there's 1,000 things to do. There's no adventure mode like in Hyrule Warriors. So it's not like you're going to be sitting around playing random missions all day. It's all very story oriented. And then there's a few side missions, but it's not.
Right, and that was the difference between Hyrule Warriors and Age of Calamity. Is Hyrule Warriors, the story mode was kind of the introduction to the game, and then the meat and potatoes, as Lucas said earlier, was adventure mode and the 19,000 maps that they had there.
You know what this announcement made me think is that, damn it, Eugene, you're dumb. Because I just bought this game and I haven't put a single minute into it.
And now you need to buy
which
more.
is why I haven't bought it myself.
I should have just waited for the Ultimate Edition or whatever that is going to come out in 6 months or whatever, at Christmas time. I'm sure that's going to happen. So
yeah, Black Friday.
bad.
I don't know. The original Hyrule Warriors does not go on sale very often, so you may end up paying $80 for the whole thing either way.
No, but they did Hyrule Warriors Complete Edition, $60, a while. But anyway,
2 systems later.
More interesting Zelda news is that we're finally getting a Skyward Sword port, which is something I've been clamoring for millennia. And like we all kind of have already predicted, they solved the motion control issue by just assigning the sword swings to the right stick, which seems like a totally, applicable solution that I don't understand why so many people didn't think it was possible. But yeah, that's a thing.
I do want to just comment real quick though. Speaking of Hyrule Warriors, that's where my memories of Skyward Sword are. And
when you think of Skyward Sword, you think of what it looked like in Hyrule.
Yeah, I
Warriors.
had to think about what you said there. I was like, wait, what did he just say?
Because the Skyward Sword remake that they're doing does not look bad. But
Skyward Sword.
Skyward
Sword looked fantastic originally. It was just hampered by the Wii's output resolution. Now that it's going to be in 1080p, I can't wait to play it again.
So Skyward Sword had some issues from a character design standpoint. I've always felt like that Link looked really weird. He has those brown lips, and it's just a little off, right? It's not fantastic. And I kind of get where Steve is coming from when he's saying that game doesn't really look like it's aged great, but when you get to the environments, as I recall, that's where the game really kind of shines, because it has that kind of watercolor texture, almost Wind Waker, but not really cell shaded kind of thing.
I remember the first time you go to the desert area, it's oh man.
Yeah, I love that kind of watercolor look to it, because it was the perfect marriage between the kind of Twilight Princess character designs and the Wind Waker aesthetic. And you can totally see where that influenced Breath of the Wild, where it's that kind of in between as well.
And much like Aonuma was saying in the trailer for it, I think if you've played Skyward Sword, you kind of knew this already, but a lot of Breath of the Wild's influences started as experimentation in Skyward Sword, from breakable equipment to kind of a semi-free overworld to explore, to the stamina meter. It all felt very much like kind of a predecessor, in the same way that the Wii U kind of feels like a predecessor to the Switch, right? So I mean, I'm really excited because
I'll be getting it.
Well, from a story perspective, this is my absolute favorite Zelda game. It's probably tied with Majora's Mask in terms of gameplay for me. So,
and it had some of the best dungeons of any.
Oh, the
Zelda
dungeons
game.
are phenomenal. The dungeon design. You've got dungeons based on Eastern influences. The water one with Kalaktos, the golden 6-armed statue. It's a fantastic game. So I hope everybody gives it a playthrough.
My one hope about this game. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Justin.
I was going to say, it is definitely not without its flaws, and I think Eugene's probably going to bring up one or two of them right now.
Yeah, my one hope with this game is that I know they're not going to be able to fix a lot of my complaints. I wish the overworld was just connected, right? It felt like there was a bunch of different hubs in this game, rather than an Ocarina of Time where you see the mountain on the distance and you can go there type of thing. Yeah. But I still love this game. I hope that they give it the Twilight Princess treatment, in which remember in Twilight Princess there was those weird things where you had to like collect bugs or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I hope that they do the same treatment in this game, where they basically make that easier, because I remember on the original version it was just a chore, and then they dumbed that down a little bit for the HD release. So I hope they do the same for this.
Skyward Sword was actually one of the Zelda games that I didn't find that hard to 100%. And I don't
find
really
it difficult, but I found a lot of it frustrating. And
what were
I don't
those
really
areas
remember.
where you had to go into like a spirit world or something and like collect like something, or like I can't remember what that was, but I hated doing that.
Yeah, well, that's definitely going to be a thing. I mean, maybe they'll dumb it down a little
That's
bit.
what I mean. I hope
maybe have fewer of
the things to collect. That's all. That's all, right? Like if there was 12 in the original, maybe 8. That great.
And maybe make the imprisoned battles a little less time consuming.
The imprisoned would be a good thing to
totally
cut
forgot
down
about that.
Yeah, you had to fight him 3 times in a row, and each one was basically the exact same thing. Yeah.
Except longer, so
Right.
Something that has also been confirmed via the eShop, Amiibo support will be in this.
Cool.
We just don't know what it is yet.
Yeah, I was
Amiibo
going to say, like,
support.
what could you get for, like Amiibo support?
I don't know. In Twilight Princess, they did the extra dungeon.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that'd be cool. Well, that's probably far and away enough Zelda talk, right? Like, we've still got a lot of other things to talk about. Eugene, can I borrow you for a moment to discuss?
No Breath of the Wild 2 to talk about.
Mario Golf!
Yeah, I am so excited for Mario Golf. I know that you are as well. We like squeezed together in freaking Discord.
That was probably one of the 2 most exciting things in the Direct for me, the other being Skyward Sword.
It just looks so good. There's an adventure mode where you play as me. I already told Eugene I'm making Kid from the old Mario Golf games. And he's going to be my avatar
did they
in that
say
game.
who's developing this? Is this a
Camelot?
Okay, cool, because it's got that story mode, right? So it's got to be like, man.
And the Mario sports games have they peaked and then they dipped harsh for a while. And then I kind of felt like the last tennis game that they made, it took a while. When it first came out, it wasn't a great game. There was a lot of stuff that needed to be fixed. But yeah, it was designed by Camelot. But that game actually ended up being really good, like a year into it being released. They added a bunch of stuff. There were weird things in the beginning, like you couldn't choose like the type of court you wanted to play on, and like the difficulty was locked.
You couldn't like push start and like replay or something like that.
It was weird, but they managed to fix all that. I've gone back and I've played it a few times, and I'm probably going to be playing a lot more Mario Tennis now that Mario Golf's on the way. But,
and no paid DLC. It was all free updates.
Also true, yeah, and a lot of challenges and stuff too. So I'm really excited.
Can we talk about speed golf though for a second? Because
that looks so much fun. Yes.
Oh,
dude, I'm sad to say that they didn't talk about, when they did speed golf, they talked about multiplayer. They didn't talk at all about online multiplayer, so it's probably going to be a local thing, unfortunately. Which is
I don't know. Like the way they showed it, it didn't look like there was a way to do that multiplayer. It looked, local multiplayer. That looked like it almost has to be either online or multiple systems.
I hope you're right, because God, I really want to play that with you guys.
Like
that would be so cool,
seriously,
right?
My big hang up about this, as excited as I am for it, is most of my fondest memories of Mario Golf comes from playing it on the N64 with my friends from high school, sitting on the couch together, taunting each other, and all of that. And of course the Game Boy Color game. And my big fear is that, just like Mario Tennis, I'm going to get this game and I'm going to love it, but not have anyone to play it with. So it excites me that y'all are as excited as I am, because there's a chance I might, turn on my system and see, oh, look, Lucas is playing. I'm going to see if I can play around with him.
I'm definitely going to get it, because I loved Mario Golf. And and
it's a great single player game anyway.
Sure. And I'm almost doubly excited that it has motion controls, because that's just fun, right? I don't know. That's just cool.
Which was one of the things that made me wonder why we never got a Mario Golf on Wii or on Wii U, because you had that built into the system.
So, kind of to that point too, it feels like Nintendo is kind of embracing the Wii era a little bit more. I kind of wish that we had gotten a Nintendo Land port for Switch. I've been wanting that game on Switch
Or
for a
Wii
long time.
Sports.
I'm a Nintendo Land fan. Like I played so much of that game on Wii U. That was like my bread and butter. But
Nintendo, it seems like a no-brainer though, right?
I would
Right?
love that,
That
especially
would be
with the
hard to do,
actual
though.
theme park. Well, yeah, because of the screen
Because
and
some of those
You'd have to
Nintendo Land
basically-
Online.
some of
Give
it
it to me, Nintendo.
some of it
Oh,
requires.
yes. Well, yeah, you'd
Um,
have to make it like an on TV experience, I think. But
Mhm.
I'd be okay with that. But my point really is between that and we're getting a port of Miitopia, which is that old 3DS game. It seems like Nintendo's kind of embracing the Mii thing again, which I'm kind of excited for. I've always been a
Me
Mii
too.
fan. We're getting like these games that kind of motion control and stuff. We're getting the Skyward Sword motion controls. They said it's even better than it was on the Wii with like Wii Plus. We're getting motion control on Mario Golf. I wouldn't mind kind of stepping back to the Wii era for all of its faults. Like that was a really fun generation of games to play. Like that was a really social, fun, experimental type of game design.
So
Well, and I've been
PSA
saying all along that, they built the best possible motion controls into the Switch and then kind of ignored it. So, like, the fact that they're dipping back into this catalog, and at this point it's a retro catalog, so you can say, hey, this game that, people like us played it, well, people like Lucas played as a child, you get to relive it now with even better graphics. Like, yeah, give me some of that. Give me Mad World remastered, give me.
Oh, don't even say that.
Well, and I mean, again, kind of to that front, it really does kind of feel like a Wii renaissance because we're getting No More Heroes 3. And with that, we've got No More Heroes 1 and 2. It feels like the Wii is kind of back in all the right ways, So like...
So, and going back to the Mii thing, for those of you that are interested, PSA, there is a way to get your Miis from your Wii and 3DS and whatnot over to the Switch.
Really?
Yeah, save it to an amiibo.
There's
Exactly.
it's
Whatever the registered owner is for an amiibo, you can download onto your Switch.
Cool. I make Miis a lot because I play a lot of Smash Bros. And I'm always like I've made like Callie and Marie and I've played as them in Smash Bros. And stuff. I've got like a Mii for Knuckles, a Mii for Tails, that kind of stuff.
I need to make one for Gino.
I have a Gino Mii. It's been a lot of time perfecting my Gino.
Oh, good. Send me the QR code.
You got it. But no, the Mii Maker on the Switch is so like buried, like it's in your profile. Then you have to click on your profile photo and select that you want to use a Mii, and then you can build a Mii, and then it auto adjusts your profile to Mii. It's
Well, and
complicated
it's
messy.
buried in the system settings too. There's a second way to access it.
I kind of wish we just had like a Mii Maker app at this point, like just
because then they're
on
gonna
the
put
Wii.
it down at the bottom of the screen, and when I go to do my resets, I'm gonna have to go one.
You know
more
what
thing.
I've always wanted
Lucas, we
is
didn't even talk
is
about
them
Pokemon.
to release a website where you can make a Mii, spit out a QR code or whatever, and then let it put it on your system and give it to me.
Or take the Me and Me Photo functionality from Miitomo, from Miitomo, and release that as an app that can sync with your Switch. That would be
cool.
nice. Like, seriously, of all the things we lost with Miitomo, the Me costumes and Me Photo and all that are the things I'm like, seriously, just give us that and I'll be happy.
Right.
Well, I think there's a lot more to talk about, but in the interest of
You guys didn't even talk about
we
Monster
didn't talk
Hunter.
about Smash.
Well, Monster Hunter isn't really that interesting. They just showed a new trailer. There really wasn't anything. We're getting
Well, there's a new type of monster. It's probably going to be the new deviant. if I had to
Apex
guess.
monsters, which is mildly interesting. But no, Monster Hunter, I've already bought Monster Hunter. I'm just waiting for next month to roll around.
I have Monster Hunter and the amiibo, all pre-ordered. They did, though, say that the Switch and the Pro Controller are coming to the US, and from what I've read, it's going to be like most of the other collector's stuff for Monster Hunter. It's exclusive to GameStop, and it's going to be online only. So I believe the Pro Controller's up for pre-order now.
Well, and like Justin mentioned, there is also the Smash character who was, I want to say the sword from Xenoblade 2, as I understand it. The Xenoblade 2, I've never really delved into at all, but it's basically just, there's like human swords and people and stuff. It's weird.
We should have brought Holly on for that one.
But anyway, she's in the game, and she's like two characters in one, just like in the game, and you can kind of Sheik in Zelda to turn into her. Eugene is excited, even though none of us have ever played the game, because he likes Smash Bros.
Well,
characters.
it's a new mechanic.
I'm less excited just because it's another character that I know nothing about.
Same.
But I am happy that we're getting a Nintendo character instead of like, some third-party character added to the bulk. So that's a thing.
So another game that seemed kind of interesting was that Project Triangle strategy. So we had Bravely Default, and then we got Project Octopath Traveler, which was a working title, which was, as we all know, is not a working title. It became the final title. Well, now we have another working title, and
really
I
name.
saw something today. It is a dumb name. I saw something today where it's like they're calling it the Underline series, because if you look at Bravely, Octopath, and Project Triangle, it's big white letters, and every line is underlined on it.
That's interesting.
But basically what it is it's got an art style similar to Octopath.
It's basically Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
It's Fire Emblem,
or
but
you
with,
know, like Final Fantasy Tactics.
well,
Right.
it's Fire Emblem, but with actual strategy. So like one of the big things is that you can actually use like the environment to your advantage. Like you can burn down a field of crops, make it into water, and then electrify the water and hurt enemies that way. You can throw enemies into other enemies, and the triangle part. And help me out here, guys, because I don't really remember what the three thing. Nobody's gonna remember. Why am I asking?
No, I don't remember.
But there's like logic and empathy and reason or something, and it's like, oh, you make choices, and it like supposedly, they always kind of overhype this stuff, but supposedly it vastly alters the progression.
Well,
of the
yeah.
game.
So what's supposed to happen is you have a game-changing decision, and it's not a decision that just you can make. You have to have swayed people to your cause to get them to cast the vote in your favor. So depending on what you've done in the game. So
it looks cool to me. Lucas said it. He's like, "This is a Eugene game." I was like, "Yeah, it is."
Well, and just like Octopath, they've got a demo that's out right now. You can play it, and then they're going to send out a survey in a month or so, and they're going to alter it, and then there's going to be a final demo and then a final game release.
Sure.
I'm interested because I really do like strategy games, but I'm also like, there's so many other games that I'm so much more excited for that it's just kind of like,
like Bravely Default 2.
Come back to me when you don't have a working title, like come back to me when you've got an actual game. But
I will say it right now. I will bet somebody dinner that this will be the final title, just like Octopath.
I'm sure it will, because it's freaking Square and they're weird.
I really hope it won't be. Because
is it really Square?
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Okay, I know it's like Square developers that created their own team. I wasn't sure if Square was actually publishing.
It's Square Enix. I wasn't sure if you're going to make like a triangle square joke there, which is why I was kind of hesitant to answer.
I have. So before we move out of news, I know we're trying to close out. The one thing that you just blew my mind about with that Smash character is that girl's a sword, and now all I want is
spoiler
Fi
alert.
to be.
No, now sword.
Now all I want is Fi to be a playable character.
Oh, dude,
Smash.
I've been harping for Girahim.
What about
for
Girahim?
years.
Yeah,
I want Fi now.
No, I want Girahim, man.
Actually, Girahim would be great.
Actually, Lucas,
not
that's not a spoiler to anybody that's seen Hyrule Warriors, because they both take their sword form in that game.
All right, well, spoiler alert if you haven't played any of those other games, but for some reason you're interested in a 10-year-old Zelda game. They're swords.
Okay, well, I concede my time.
All right, and I think we concede the rest of the show here. So I will begrudgingly ask if we have any question block questions before we get out of here tonight.
Nope.
No? All right.
Nope.
Well, then we're getting out of here tonight. Reminder, if you want to ask us a question on the air, we will answer it. And we've been asked some ridiculous questions in the past. Like, if you were in a bathtub with one co-host, what soda would you be drinking? Kind of like anything.
Right.
So
We've had
feel
some
free to-
weird
obviously.
stuff over the years.
yeah, so feel free to pop into our Infendo Discord and ask us a question there, and we will read it on next week's show. And with that, I think we're getting out of here, guys. So thank you all for a productive episode of Infendo Radio. Lots of stuff on the horizon to look forward to. 2021 is looking a lot better than 2020 so far. So let's hope it stays
Agreed.
that way. All right. Bye-bye!
Wear a mask!
Yeah.
That's it? Bye!
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good one. I'm gonna stop recording here. Stop recording. Oh, bye! Everybody, say bye to Twitch.
Bye to Twitch.
Bye to Twitch.
Never gets
Stop.
old.
There. Oh no! I hope I didn't fuck up with that. But if I did, oh well. If I did,
Oh no.